Got my Obi-Wan going strong, cuz. You know what really fucks with me, man, is how the liberal media words what they word when they word it to you. For example, they say 150 armed militiamen took over a federal building. Oh, that sounds scary. Yeah, but it's not true. A, the building was unoccupied. B, it's a refuge. It's open to the public. C, it was more like 12 people, not 150. But without fail, the liberal media tells you that it's a standoff. They're armed. They're ready to fight the federal government. They're domestic terrorists. They use words like militia. You know, they rile you up to incite violence. And now you, the liberal, on the other end of your television's all like, yeah, go get them, go kill them, go get those domestic terrorists. But they're not domestic terrorists. They're simply protesting. But let's talk about domestic terrorism. They haven't broken one window. They haven't set one fire. There's been no random act of violence. And there's no rioting. No looting. So when events like Baltimore, Ferguson, and Chicago occur, it's called peaceful protest when it's actually violence running amok. When white men actually stand up to the federal government, it's called domestic terrorism. Now when these things happen in these places that I mentioned before, the police are told to stand down while they have to witness their cities being destroyed. These gentlemen are not looking for a fight with the federal government. This is not a standoff. This is not Waco, Texas. This is simply a group of people who are tired of being bullied by the federal government, which the BLM claims they have no ties, but who pays them? So while you shout and condemn and encourage murder, I'm actually happy just to see somebody have the balls to stand up. And let's get one thing clear. These gentlemen are not walking around with AR-15 strapped to their chest. They don't have live grenades pinned to their vest. They're not looking for a war. They're looking for justice. Perhaps it's the same justice that you're looking for when you protest, riot, and loot in your cities to display your distrust for your police department. Perhaps the liberal media is playing us like pawns. They want us divided. You're well aware of this, yeah? Now let me ask you a question. Could you imagine if all races joined Oregon for their stand up, not stand off, against the federal government? Couldn't you just see the heads explode if there was black, white, Asian, Indian, Latino, whatever you are, all in one location for one cause? Could you imagine that? Imagine, if nothing else, for a brief moment in history, we started to erase the labels. You're no longer a liberal. You're no longer a conservative, Republican, Democrat, left wing, right wing, whatever. You're just an American, standing up with other Americans for the common good and the purpose of its citizens. Perhaps now is a good time to stop playing in to what the media is selling us. Maybe now it's time to let the division stop. They've been so successful. They know how to use us, man. It's psychology, and it works. We're all affected by it, including myself. Maybe now is the time to put our foot down and say, hey, no more.